Taylor Kinney's Severide in Chicago Fire is that one dude that everyone loves and adores, whether he's on duty and in action or just providing comic relief. So it was a bit of a shock when he didn't turn up. Yeah, Kinney took a leave of absence from the show. The reason? A personal matter. While specifics weren't shared, it was confirmed that the choice was made at the last minute. This will, of course, drastically alter the course of season 11. For starters, Severide is an integral part of the plot.
I want to grab these pencil pushers by their throats and make them actually push their pencil.
There was this old guy in Colorado who decided to bury $1 million worth of diamonds.
And arguably the most important member of the ensemble cast. He also plays an essential role in several of the major storylines. Unfortunately, the details behind Kinney's return to the program are as vague as those surrounding his exit. Fox News said that both the show and the actor's representatives have declined to elaborate on what the personal matter was. Makes sense, and so the length of time Kinney is away depends entirely on the nature of the private affair.
Okay. Read your opening.
In the second city, west of the Ryan of Dan.
You see?
Okay, so you want to...
As things stand, the actor's absence might last anywhere from 5 to 15 episodes. This means that the writing staff will have to rewrite several of the next episode's scripts to account for Severide's absence. Several episodes have already been shot, and others are now in development. So it'll be interesting to see how things develop. The next episode will be released on February 15th, and it's unclear if the actor will leave then or if it will take a few weeks to set the stage for his exit. Regardless of what happens in his professional life, I wish the best for him in his personal one.
It was a promotion. He wanted to get people into nature, or some nonsense, and...
Very mean person. Know that?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, good.
We all know what happens when a character like Severide leaves a show. The fans lose their minds. And in this case, Chicago Fire fans were in tears over the news of Taylor Kinney's leave of absence. After hearing that Taylor Kinney would be leaving his role as Lieutenant Severide on Chicago Fire, many viewers were quick to express their disappointment. One user on Twitter commented, "What the heck would Chicago Fire be without Taylor Kinney?" and that they were just heartbroken over the news. While Severide's possibly temporary departure from the show has disappointed fans of the character, many put Kinney's well-being ahead of their own. One person on Twitter commented saying how devastated they were by the Severide news, but they pray that Taylor Kinney is okay. Because of the lack of clarity about the circumstances of Kinney's departure,
when he left yesterday, said he was going to Brett's. Is she okay?
Yep, she's all good. I'm going to bed. Don't wake me till lunch.
it has been pointed out that it's especially important to be sensitive and understanding of whatever the actor may be going through. As a Reddit user said, they just want to send out good thoughts and support that he and his family and friends are all okay, and wait until an official update is provided. No one knows what Taylor may be going through. It appears that the actor will miss at least some of the second half of Season 11 of Chicago Fire. Fans will have to hold tight until the actor or the show's producers provide an update on the issue. Aside from all of this sad state of affairs, the real question is, how is the show going to write the character's exit? Well, for starters, Severide could go to work with the OFI. Having Kelly Severide temporarily step down from his role as lieutenant in CFD Squad 3.
I gave her good ones over to see.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Joe, I'm fine. For real. Okay?
Sounds like a crazy one.
Red and Mackie are lucky to be alive, let alone unhurt.
So that he can assist the Office of Fire investigation. That would be the simplest way to say goodbye to him. The majority of the action in Fire takes place in Firehouse 51, or Molly's. It really depends on the nature of the crisis. Stella could fill everyone in on Severide's whereabouts and activities. That is, if he's indeed spending his time working for OFI rather than socializing. This is also a reason that he has a lot of setup, since he has repeatedly pitched in with OFI over the past few years, including a huge save by exonerating Van Meter. In his OFI storylines, the show has built supporting characters like Wendy Sager and Van Meter, so sending Severide to OFI for a short time would fit with what has happened so far in Season 11's plot, and would prevent him from really being harmed, given that Stella and Sager are even on good terms at this point.
Civilians not allowed to work in the house for almost a year now. All of my paperwork is piling up.
He's off shift now. I can't reach him. I'm really sorry. I'll keep working on it, get you the answer.
No, Walker usually grabs breakfast by the Palace Diner.
While that may be the most plausible scenario for him, there's another extreme way the character could exit the show. He could get injured on the job. As the lieutenant of Squad 3, Severide takes on some of the show's riskiest missions on a regular basis, including a recent perilous bridge save that sent Taylor Kinney soaring through the air to perform his own stunt work. Now that's pretty impressive. This prompted co-showrunner Derek Haas to boast that Fire has the best stunts on television. He's not wrong about that now, is he? In fact, it's easier to believe that Severide injured himself pretty badly and got sent to the hospital. The only issue with this is that it was originally reported that Fire would undertake rewrites to account for Severide's absence.
What? Here, give me those forms. Gallo and I can handle it for you.
I'm gonna go check on Brett. But you are so good to help me.
Not reshoots. Any occurrence that'd require him to go on indefinite medical leave or to the hospital would have to take place either behind the scenes or with a body double. But you'd have to admit that Severide certainly has endured enough as of late. Why not write his exit for a happier reason? For instance, Severide paying a visit to Casey. What better excuse could there be for Severide to take a break from the Windy City and travel to Oregon to see his friend Casey? Casey's decision to travel all the way back to Chicago to be Severide's best man proves that distance and time can't dampen their friendship. When Brent went to visit Casey for several episodes in season 10, it was a simple enough way to say goodbye to her for a while. Even more so, Severide was more closely linked to the Darden boys than anyone else, with the possible exception of Casey himself, that is.
Hey, can't stay away from donuts, can ya?
You really get me.
I heard about Saturday. Count me out. They can't make us come in. Hey, you'll be there. Fine.
In all honesty, this choice makes more sense and would bring about more happiness than an injury, or even a temporary desk job with the OFI. Severide told Casey that he'd miss him when he left, and Casey made it clear that there were plenty of fires to fight in Oregon, so Severide could pay him a visit and work there for a while. Sounds simple enough, but the only possible downside is that we won't get to see Casey and Severide back together, which would be especially disappointing following Casey's recent shout-out. Plus, Casey was only supposed to be gone for 3 years. I don't want Severide to be gone that long.
And best of all, we would make sure that you had time for Girls on Fire.
But then again, there's the fact that he recently got closer to his mother after his wedding, so he could visit his family too. Benny Severide passed away a long time ago, but his son has had a difficult time in life and at work because of him. His mother is still alive, and even though she couldn't be there in person, she did talk to him before his wedding. After a rocky period during which she told her son that Severide men shouldn't marry, she eventually warmed up to him and told him that he deserved all the happiness in the world. With their semi-recent bonding, it's easy to imagine him taking time away from Firehouse 51 and even Stella if something happens off screen that she needs his help with. Severide also met his half-sister Katie at the start of the series. Even though she hasn't appeared on Fire in a while, it's not possible that he'd go see her. However, I put my money on his mother in the event of a dire family situation. Well, I really do hope that Kinney does come back to the show. It wouldn't be the same without him. And we'll see you in the next video.
Why is this taking so long?
Girls on Fire?
Girls on Ice, more like it.